And g'day, and how you going? It's Algared here, and yes, we are with Jusatoon on the Aurora. We're just about to get out. And how you going? It's Algared here, and yes, we are with Jusatoon on the Aurora. We're just about to get out. And how you going? It's Algared here, and yes, we are with Jusatoon on the Aurora. We're just about to get out. And how you going? It's Algared here, and yes, we are with Jusatoon on the Aurora. We're just about to get out. And how you going? It's Algared here, and yes, we are with Jusatoon. Once again, I have forgotten to turn off the mic of the YouTube stream, and so I apologise for yet again the feedback loop. But you may have got, if you weren't getting it, that's great for you. It was driving me absolutely and utterly mad. Anyway, we are with Jusatoon, and we are just about to hop out of the ship, and we're just going to go do some hand mining. While we wait for one of the guys to got on. Rolanders was going to hop on a bit later today with his carrack, and with his carrack we were then going to put the Aurora inside the carrack, do a tour of the carrack, and then take it off with our 2 rocks and go mining in the rocks as well, having the additional ship being able to find or help us find the gems and put us down near the gems rather than driving for kilometers and not finding them. Now I've just got to find the entrance to this cave. I've been parked on the other side of it. There it is. A bit high. We'll run around the edge. And let's see if we can go full screen on that one. Alright. So the nice thing about going in the caves when you do hand mining is the fact that at least you're protected from the extremes of the environment, which generally means you won't need to worry about having Novikov or Pembroke armor. The advantage of having both of those is the pack on the back is significantly better. So we've got our mining tool out, and this is exactly the same as we've done in the past. Mining tool's up now and in position, so drew it out with pressing 4 and then right click to put it into position so it starts to scan. Turn on our lights with T. For ships it is L, for individuals or spacesuits it is T. And when we pick something up, we'll start to scan it and we'll get the details showing up on our mining tool. So there's one there, and you see the rock also goes orange when it's in scale, or white outline when it is not lined up. So we're going to start scanning this, and we're really just doing the hand mining just to pass the time away while we wait for Rolanders to get online and go sightseeing, I suppose, in the carrack. So we'll power up our mining tool, and you can see these rocks are more geared for hand mining. You may remember yesterday when I was on with the going to originally look for the mining area with a rock, and I found some gems that would have been suitable for a rock, and we tried them with a hand tool, and the hand tool just wasn't moving the bar at all, and that's why you need a bigger mining tool for the rock. So we're just going to get this, roll that down. Oh, damn. Too much pressure. What a bugger. I think I just destroyed all the rock fragments. I did. How annoying. Now we'll pick up the plant. Pull out the mining tool again. Put in position. And we'll continue walking down. So it really is, when you're mining, just a matter of getting the balance right in the bar. I was hoping I could manage the temperature in the rock a little better than that. This time I was a bit, I was crap. There's no other way to describe how bad I was with that rock. Spores, so we'll put our weapon away, put our mining tool away, and we'll pick those up. So F to interact, and stow. These are, I think these are, I can't remember which critter these are, but they are certainly poop. Critter poop. And they're worth a little bit of cash, so, you know, if you see them and you've got room in your pack, you may as well take them. Never hurts to, you know, if they're free, why not? All we're really doing is we're going down here. We just really helps to have it in scan mode, and all we're doing is we're just looking for scannable items to mine, and that's generally all we're doing. And soon enough we will have one of the guys turn up, and we will go exploring in Algared. If you are online, say good day. Always enjoy hearing from people. If you're in a chat, or if you leave a message in the chat, I will see it, and then we'll be able to, yeah, I'll answer any questions you've got, or that you raise. So, but if you just want to watch and chill in the background, that's fine as well. Again, there's always that limit on when you're picking up items, and it's quite a nice limit in a sense that it stops people just spamming the pickup and stopping anyone else pick up stuff. They've just got that little time of it set, you know, you've picked something up, you're putting it away, and that time it just kind of shows that time frame that you're kind of not able to do to pick things up, because you're in the process of, you know, readying yourself or packing it away nice and safe. But the advantage of that for everyone else is that it means that others can have a chance to pick stuff up as well. So if there were two of us here trying to pick up these droppings, if I pick up the first one, there'd be that timer allowing someone else a chance to get the other one. And it's a nice little thing. It's a bit better than the old than some MMOs where the mining nodes are just I suppose camped by people and just taken and no one else gets a chance. I have been in MMOs where, I've been in MMOs where people would actually line up. I have liked MMOs where if you started mining and then it got pulled away, it was kind of locked in for your character. But this way seems quite nice. It doesn't necessarily say looks like it might be mineable. Nope. It doesn't seem to be the case where, you know, it's just stopping you. It's just a nice little timer. Put my weapon away again, and we pick up the book. Wait for the timer, as you can see, red circle. Yeah, I figured you guys would appreciate not having to go through the whole rigmarole of me getting out of the bed and going to the flight deck. Much easier and much nicer, I think, if we just get into the gameplay. You've seen the startup of a ship numerous times by now. So if you're a new person and you want to know how do I find my ship when I get out of my bed, go back and watch some of the earlier episodes, and you'll see that you'll see that numerous times. Dagnabbit. It helps if you're doing mining to actually have your mining tool out and ready to check for items, rather than just having it in the carry position. Have it in the scanner mode. That way you can actually make sure that you're not just missing stuff. So we'll go back and check those few rocks that I thought may have been mineable before, but clearly I was wrong. Oh no, there's a headlight. It was a rock that I thought was mineable. I just didn't have it rigged up right. Okay, so we'll get close and then we'll ramp up our power. We're going to take this a little bit slower than we did last time. We were a bit too rushed, and if you rush things, that's when you usually end up stuffing it. You can see we're pretty close, but we still don't have any movement yet. We'll take it up to 30. We'll take it up to 40. Okay, 47, we've got a little movement, so we'll go up to 50. We got a little movement there. Looks like 41 will keep it down. The bar is slowly moving up, and we want to keep it down as close to that green line as we can once we get over there. Take it off, lower it right down again. So the reason I stopped then is because it was I'd gone into the red. If it goes into the red, you're risking the chance of it blowing up. Yes, it's going to be right. Okay, we kept it pretty low, and the rocks didn't explode and turn into nothing this time. So put our gun away, or our mining tool away, with the R key and now F, and we pick up each one and stow it. Got to wait for the permission to finish. I do think sometimes the ability to stow is a little bit slow. I could pick it up, but it doesn't change how quickly I can stow it, so it's kind of a tool out, back into mining mode or scanning mode. You can see nothing worth scanning, so we'll keep going downwards. What I might do is I might, with this one, try and go down as far as I can, and hopefully I'll be able to get back out. I actually haven't followed this cave down as far to the bottom, but we'll see where it leads us, eh? that's right, don't forget, if you do join us, don't forget, if you can, and you're deciding you're going to make an account, use a referral code. You'll find one listed in the description of any of the videos. Using a referral code gets you, when the game eventually goes live, will start you off with an additional 5,000 starting credits. Does it get the person who you refer anything? In the long run, yes. In the short term, no. So depending on how many referrals you'll get some small rewards. If you get lots and lots and lots of referrals, you might end up with really huge rewards, but that's like thousands. So and once you've made your account, you can actually see what the rewards are by going into the referral page from I think it's character or status from the My Hangar section of the website. Maybe I'll do a session where I actually have a look at that with you, but at the moment I just can't remember the sections I'd have to look at. Alright, so we've got a mineable down there, as you saw the light kind of spike. Aphrodite somewhere. Oh. Although Mr. Penguin. Very close. Where did that Aphrodite go? Oh well, we'll just keep going. So hopefully we'll soon find, hopefully soon we'll see Rolanda's rock up on the game, and then we will have a carrack, and we'll go wandering around in the carrack. Now I'm just trying to remember where the, that looks like a pretty big drop there. Can I go? Ah, I can still get up there, okay. Be able to get up there, and there was a rock here I just saw. Where was it? See on the corner side. Oh, there it is. Seeing it on the side of my eye. But I'm not seeing it when I try to scan for it. See, maybe it's just a... Let's turn that off. Let's see if it's a picker. Something I can pick up. But I have a feeling it is buried. I think I just can't get to that rock. You saw the rock was showing up every so often as that orange blip to the side, but I just haven't been able to target that rock. And I can't see it at all. Alright, we'll keep going. Maybe I was just seeing things and what I might do is let's see if I can get out of here and get the Discord active. And if I get the Discord active, then we'll be able to talk to our party member. I want to also change the don't seem to be able to see. Let's see. Okay, F1. Put the weapon away. Alright, maybe glass. Party. Let's see if I can call him up and get voice going. Haven't tried this in game. So let's try and see if we can get voice. Okay. Microphone settings, sound settings. Connect to audio channel. Send. Alright, don't know whether we've got our voice channel going or whether VoIP is working. I may have to try and get into Discord, and unfortunately at the moment I'm not. So we'll pick up the plants. And while we wait for the timer, we will go. Yes, I did need to do my mic restart thing again. That's one of the hassles I'm still getting used to. If I change the screen, I've got to restart the mic, and I wish it was automatic. I'm sure there's a way if I've got to, you know, go to a certain screen, it'll be automatic, but I have not yet found that, so I worked that out. So I'm still a noob at actually running the slides and the show and all the other things as well, unfortunately. Regardless of how long I've been doing info runs. So there you go. Bring out the gun. Oh, more crap to pick up. So if you haven't guessed, we're in the mine. And I gathered you were pretty close to us before. You are very close. Only 38 meters away now. I think I've gone further than we went last time. I'm just, like I said, I'm just really waiting for Rolanders to rock up. He was keen to turn up with a carrack today, and then yeah, fly around with the carrack and find locations we could mine with the rocks. So that's the intent. And while I'm waiting for him, I just figured I'll do some mining and explore this cave to wherever it takes me. So that's generally what I'm doing. I will likely get stuck. For those wondering how likely it is that I will get out, I will likely die in the cave. You know, not that I'm pessimistic or anything like that, just, you know, realistic I think is more accurate. So something just triggered off the old scanner. But where was it? There it is. Okay, so we got the Aphrodite. Oh, Aphorite, I think would be the actual proper way to say that, not Aphrodite. There's no D. Okay, so usual thing, scroll up our power to our laser weapon. So you can see the resistance of this is a bit higher, and it's also has less of a leeway for stuffing things up. Yeah, I would kind of agree. I do like the rocks with lots of leeway, but then the rocks with a narrow window, they do actually make you hone your skill, and that's a good thing as well. So, and remember, the closer you keep your energy levels to the green bar, the less the rocks scatter, which is always a good thing to keep in mind. I think we'll take the power off that one. Had a lag spike there. It suddenly went from hardly anything to in the red. It is a bit sketchy. I went halfway to red. You'll notice when it goes into red, you also get that bar, the red bar, move up to the edge as well. So just like the green bar, as the green bar reaches the end, it fractures. The red bar, when it reaches to the end of the red bar, it then explodes. So I do like the new look of the of the mining tools and the way they work. I think you just fractured something. Yeah, it felt like it. Oh, so close, and I let it disappear. I almost fractured it, and then took the power down too much. Alright, we're going to put the mining tool away and start picking up the rocks. So what were you mining? Yeah, I blew up my first dollar vine. I'm assuming the Skype chat is still working, yeah? Oh, good. That means he'll be coming on soon. Not long before we have the carrack, and then it's just a matter of me getting out of the ship. I gotta admit, if you're doing hand mining in something like not a caterpillar, a red or a carrack or any of the ships with a med bay, dear me, and you get yourself stuck, you can always suicide and respawn in the bed. That won't always be the way, but it is certainly handy at present. I noticed some of these caves, you seem to get caught up on the edges. Hello. Orlando's, when you're ready, if you are watching the stream at the moment, when you're ready, you hop into the Discord stream, join us in chat, and you can tell us what you're doing and whether you're able to get into the same server as we are. If you're not able to do that, then we will I suppose we'll leave and come back. Yep. So Rolanda is just going to, I'm not sure whether you guys can hear Rolanda's or Penguin at the moment. Rolanda's is just going to see if he can get into the server and join us. If he can't, then we'll be looking at pulling out and forming a group with the three of us and then entering the game again. Unfortunately, that will mean that you have to bear with the horrors of Jusatoon getting out of bed and getting a ship and flying to a new location. Yeah, I never say no to you're welcome to take the head knight yourself, but you know, I won't say no. The Luminalia gifts I had in the armour I was wearing seem to have disappeared, but the Luminalia gifts I had in the Pembroke armour, which I wasn't wearing, remained. So I sold 36 units yesterday, which was pretty nice. Yep. I don't know whether it was just a glitch or whether it was deliberate or meant to be like that, but I didn't mind having it. But it certainly, that certainly did change the income or the welfare of this little toon. And I could imagine if you were doing that, collecting those Luminalia gifts, you know, 10 or so a day during the period it would have been on, or even spending an hour just running around the station picking up, you'd have easily made 500,000-600,000 in the time period it was on, easily. And for a new player, that would have been the difference of being able to afford a bigger and better ship. Especially, if you're only running around with an Aurora, you could have easily got yourself. I know they're not really better, and they're crap money in terms of real world, but you could have got yourself a 100i or or say the 135C, which is has better cargo than the Aurora and the Mustang. It's internally stored. Well, I wasn't really paying attention, but I didn't shatter the rock to a million pieces. Well, so that it didn't wasn't able to be picked up, is what I mean. Getting tongue-tied, dear me. Yeah. Well, I went as far as the one channel I followed would go, and I was just going down. So I figured if I keep going up, you'd be right. The main thing I do want to do with today is really just put the Aurora inside a Carrack and walk around the Carrack. Just to change the standard gameplay that we've been doing. While I don't mind running around a station picking up boxes or doing cargo box missions or hauling cargo, if you know, it's not, I imagine, what people enjoy watching. But if you've got any ideas that, if you're watching this, if you watch the stream either live or watching it later, and you've got any ideas of things you would like to see or like me to do, please leave a message, write something into the stream chat, or leave a chat in the comment section of the video. So to get up these rocks, what I'm doing is when I get in position, I press the space bar, and that actually makes me do the vault. I don't think I've actually said that yet. Yeah, let me just put that away. Go into that. Yeah, go into that, sorry. Into group. And we want to go to friends. And we want to go invite to party. There you go. And we'll go back out of that. And welcome to the party, Rolanders. So we're currently on Daymar at the mine, at the current closed mine. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, the Kudrak or whatever they call the mines, the closed ones. Yeah. Don't think there's anything else on this section to look at. And I followed the passage down as far as I could, but I didn't see a fork. And that's the way we just came. I believe. Oh, they're only 1,000,000 kilometres away, Rolanders. Yeah, that's the way we just went. I'm pretty certain of that. Yeah. So we'll keep going upwards. What ship did you bring today? The sleeper. The camper van. No, that's the racer, isn't it? The fancy dancy special razor that came with the, which is sponsored by AMD. So the Mustang Omega racing vehicle originally, originally was different from the Gamma. It originally had a second fuel scoop, which back in the day was a big bonus for it, because it would it could stay in boost mode, which was generally a way you sped yourself up. It actually increased your speed rather than just being capped, and you could actually stay at that almost indefinitely. So it was a boon for any racing ship. But when they changed the ships, it just became a skin. But it's a very nice skin, and it is very limited because it was part of a promotion. So unless you bought the AMD graphics card, then you can't get that. And it's a bit like the Sabre Raven. I'm going to turn that off because it was oh, that's no good. No good when you don't have your quantum drive. That one because it's wobbling a little, and that'll stop it falling down a hole. You never want to encourage rocks to fall down holes, do you? That's right, absolutely. It was kind of sitting on, kind of balancing on one that was just below it. So take the top one, that bottom one was sitting secure. Probably wouldn't have mattered, I probably wouldn't have lost it, but you know. So for those watching the stream later on, if you can't, again I'm not sure whether the guys are coming through in the stream itself. Rolanders is turning up in his Carrack. He's a little bit away from us at the moment, and Mr. Penguin was just saying that he brought his Mustang Omega, which is a fancy dancy version of the Omegas. And yeah, so to get up here we go forward and press our space bar and it makes us do vault. We just have the flat level stone. So if you just jump, it doesn't work. So forward movement and jump. So you couldn't hear Mr. Penguin, righto. Which will probably mean you can't be heard either. So we're chatting in Discord. I'm not sure yet how to get that working through with the stream. I might need to set a setting on Discord which I may have deactivated or not have on. But we'll find out later. Not today. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I have a feeling that this mine here is really just to get used to being inside caves. You know, get used to the technique and all the little bits of clues as how to what the areas are like, how to which areas you can vault from, which areas you can't. Actually, one of the ones I might do, I might try doing one of those find the missing person missions later on. So we picked up some Aphrodite, but where is it? Not Aphrodite, I keep doing that. I keep calling the Aphrodite. So I've detected some Aphrodite, but I cannot see where it is. It's just not highlighting. I hate it when the rocks do that. It must be buried in a stone. How annoying. Put it away. That's the roof, so we can't go up that way. So we come around here. Oh, well, that didn't lead to the surface. Maybe it did. Forward and jump. Nope, that doesn't lead to the surface. Okay. Yeah, I just found a little side passage that was yeah, went up the other way. Yes, you would probably be full because you're only carrying a little bag, aren't you? As you guys saw, And Rolanders is on his way. He's now got a quantum drive that's working. Always nice to have a quantum drive that's working. Or at least a ship with a quantum drive. Oh, a nice little bit of Hadnite. Pardon me. Oh, I'll get this Hadnite. So what's down there? What have you got? Ooh. Oh, that's annoying when you get a good rock. I'd dump any of the cheap stuff. Isn't Hadnite the more expensive? So you're only full of Hadnite, are you? Oh, well, that sucks. Oh, you don't even have the MacFlex backpack. It's hard. This one's a pretty difficult one to mine. Yeah, must have respawned. For those watching, Hadnite is currently the rock to collect or mine. As much as I'd like to come and pick up those extra Hadnites, depending on when Mr. Rolanders when Rolanders joins us, I think we actually want to move out when he's here. And alright, there you go. I don't know whether the Mustang actually fits in the Carrack. I do know the Aurora does, because it's low height. Yeah, so the Mustang is no good. Well, you'll either fly your Mustang to a station or just dip it and reclaim it later, I suppose. This last bit of Hadnite. Oh, I'm almost out by the look of it. Let's see, which way do I go from here? This way, I think. Yep. You can see we're getting really close to A, the Aurora, and B, Rolanders, so it won't be long now. Now, I know a lot of people who will probably watch this video will have seen a Carrack or the interiors of a Carrack. Didn't realise we were so far down. We did. We went. Well, I think we went down as. I think we ended up following both arms as far as we could. But I was surprised at how deep we were. Penguin was just saying we pretty much went pretty deep. And the stars, we're out. We escaped the cave. Alright, so turn off my torch. Don't need that on anymore. Do a bit of running, because, you know, why not? And you can see the massive you can see that how big the Mustang is versus the Aurora and why, but when the Mustang's wings are up, it just doesn't fit in the Carrack. But you can see the lovely paint job, and you can see the AMD logo on the ship. AMD, when they sponsored the ship, they actually had their company redesigned into the Star Citizen universe. So AMD is actually a company within Star Citizen. I think it's Accelerated Design Bureau or something like that. To the pilot seat. We'll turn our engines on to F, and engines, where are they? There they are. We're keeping our landing gear down since we're going to go inside the into the hangar of the Carrack. I'll spin us around as well, because, you know, Sorry? Yeah. Usually I would go into third person and watch the ship, the different angles, but I'm going to try and do this without going out of first person. So one of the tricks with this is, because the Aurora is actually a little bit long for this, there's two lips on the carrack hanger that just muck it up a little bit. And so normally you go forward and then back, but I'm going to try and just go forward. Oh, we're getting a bit glitching there. Try and level up the ship. Move ourselves back again. Oh, we're not. Oh, she's crooked. I think I'm going to have to go into third person view, because that was shaky all over the place. Yeah, that's why. So we're... ah, crap. Problem when you don't line yourself up right to start with, and then you muck yourself up. So let's line ourselves up properly. You're also landed crooked, which is part of the problem. The spaceship's telling me the level is telling me that I'm crooked, but it's doing it to the land, not to your ship. And I've also got the wind blowing me. And we've also got the issue with the wind. Okay, go. Space is usually, you know, I haven't done it on land before, but I'll try it on land. Okay, so we need to go forward. Yeah, so I'm getting blown back a little bit whenever I stop moving. Okay, I think we are actually landed. We are landed. Not as nice as I would have liked, but we are landed. So you can seal up the landing bay if you like. Yep. Actually, I should have turned my engines off. Hang on. If I'm in space, I would have been able to get it nice and centered, but I was surprised how much the wind was actually blowing me. Yeah, I've had my carrack blown away. Alright. Yeah, okay. So for those, whoop, there we go. We just fell out the hangar bay because we're too close to the side. We just glitched through the wall. How you board ships in an Aurora? I can see what people mean. But you can see the Aurora literally just fits into the ship. It's a little bit too far to the left. So we'll go to the exit, or the exit of the hangar bay. So this is the hangar of the carrack. You can see we're now sealed in, and you can see just how nicely the Aurora does fit. It's probably the biggest ship that actually fits in the carrack, and I was surprised when it does, when I found it did. There's a lip to the left of the rear and a lip to the front, and they're slightly offset, so to get in you have to kind of go forward to miss the one, and then down, and then move back to miss the second one. It's a real wiggly way to get in, and if you're not being blown by winds, then you can usually line yourself up nice and level and center, and that means you don't get glitched through the walls when you get out of a ship. So the carrack has the landing pad, generally big enough for Pisces, P5272. I'm pretty certain the 100 fits, the 100 series fits, and the Aurora. So as long as you keep the wheels up. So there you go. So the 100 series doesn't really fit in the carrack. The Aurora does. So the Aurora is definitely the biggest ship that does fit in the carrack. So from the ship, let's see, we'll go to the front. We'll run past this because we'll pass that already. So from this end, we're at the front of the ship, and as we walk down the sides, this is deck 3. We've got a lift here. This lift here will take us to the main centres, the subdeck, the bridge, etc. In this room here. This room here is our drone room. Now I am told that if you get in the drone chairs at the moment, you can get yourself stuck, which is not a good look to have. I haven't tried that, but this is our drone storage room and drone launch room. One of the things the carrack is supposed to be able to do is do self-repair. So one of these would probably be a repair drone. You've got 2 drones, 2 drone positions, so you've probably got, you know, either one repair drone, maybe a refuel drone, whatever drones you end up putting in. Personally, I think I would probably take one repair drone, and if the mine drones are different, like the ones in the Nautilus, I'd probably take one of those, just because if you're out in space and you come across a minefield, you don't necessarily want to have to sit there and pew them all. You could actually deactivate them, and possibly when you deactivate them, pick them up, put them into storage, and get money. This is the repair shop. So again, you've got broken equipment. This is where you would theoretically be able to repair it, and possibly even 3D printed. So we've got a drone rack, drones, and repair shop. This is the upper bridge, and up here we've got our escape pods as well. So you fly from the upper position. So the Carrack is unique in that it's got two, in effect, two positions where you can pilot the ship from. One is the standing position up here. This is, I suppose, the battle bridge in the sense that one of the features the Carrack will have is a kind of an armoured roll bar that will scroll down over this section of the bridge, so you can actually reduce the amount of canopy that is open. So it's extra armour. Now this isn't glass. The cockpits of the ships are actually invisible metal or transparent metal, and so you can see we've also got I think are these remote turrets or just the sensor stations? I can't remember. So this lift here will take us straight down to the lower bridge. Normally when the lift is down the bottom I just jump. You probably should, if you're if you can get a hanger, I'd go to take a hanger and repair. You got some internal damage, probably from me bumping you as I was landing. Right, so we'll go to the back of the ship. So we're still on that upper deck. So behind here we'll have the cartography lab, I think. We may have to go up a lift for that. Sorry? Yeah. It's there all the time, is it? Right. So here's your engineering room. You can see the engines here, and at the back we have where our quantum drive is stored, I believe. Quantum and jump drive. So there you go. But at the moment we can't open that up. But that's where our quantum drive and jump drive will be. We could go downstairs down the lift, or down the ladder to the lower section. That doorway just goes around to the other side, so we get to both our port side and starboard wing cannons. We're not going to our lower engineering. We'll just go to the lift out the back. So again, we've got our little engineering deck. The engineering station, we're overlooking the area. On the other side of that wall is our lift. Turret, other turret. Coming over, get other door. It is a bit of a rabbit warren, but in many ways I do think it's fairly well designed. So we'll call the lift. If you're flying solo, you're up a creek, but you know, I did mention yesterday in the stream that the Carrack doesn't have the ability for the pilot to fire the guns, and one of the guys said afterwards, oh, you know, if it had that, it'd be overpowered, and I wasn't actually suggesting it should get that. It was just making the observation that the Carrack doesn't have that. And they're right, if the Carrack did have that ability to, there's that door. If the Carrack did have that ability, it would be overpowered. But just because it's got, you know, so much going for it. So we're now in the cartography lab. So here we've got our large map. We can see the system. At the moment, we can't really do anything with it. We can kind of stand it and make it look like we're being fancy dancy and looking at things. To the sides we've got our exit and another escape pod, and this goes to the outside of a ship. This looks like it should be an armor storage unit. Go into the airlock. This gives us, opens up to the outside. So we're now on the surface of the ship. So that's basically, there is the hangar entrance. Be nice to have those magnetic boots back, I tell you. And then from here we could actually stand here and watch ships land, as opposed to watching them inside the hangar itself. So I suppose this would be a good position to be in to direct someone in terms of landing, rather than down below. You can actually see them lined up. This is the other EVA exit, so the other side. But we'll now go out of our bridge, and this is exactly the same as before. This goes into the engineering area as well, or the cartography room I should say. And the elevator, we'll go back to our elevator and we'll go down to the next level. So we've been on the technical deck, we'll go to the habitation deck now. And you can see why this ship is so gorgeous, and I suppose in many ways why CIG increased the value of the Carrack. So now on the habitation level. So the first room that's of import that we're walking around to is the med lab. And the med lab makes any ship with a medical bed is a boon. So we'll go into our med lab, and what we'll do is we will set the bed. I don't know whether these two beds here are going to be have any value in terms of being tier 1 medical beds or the smaller medical beds. Two ways you can set a bed to yourself. One is lie on the bed and then use the icons to, or the thought process bar I suppose, to set it as your ICU. The other way you can do it is in the Carrack is use this board here. So I can set as preferred ICU, and I click it again, then I've got the option to clear all of them, or clear as preferred ICU. And I think if I was the owner I could actually clear all beds as well. So that I think might be a change they've made recently. The Carrack has two little labs on either side, so if you do have someone in isolation you can actually do kind of studies and checks as well. So you've got two little labs in here as well, stocked with all manner of goodies, which should theoretically mean you can actually do research. We continue down our passageway. This is just a Jeffries tube. This is the back of a ship. This is the lift that goes, this is the lift that goes to the bridge, habitation and the subdeck. But we'll check out the rooms first. This is our I suppose mess hall. So a place where you could eat your brekkie, have a cup of coffee, read a book, but not if you're wearing your full set of armour. And to get out of that table I need to press F and then select get up. On the other side of the hall we have the crew quarters and pool table, so you and we were there too long. So we stayed landed at the station way too long, and so they reclaimed the ship. So we'll go back down to Ossar. I might as well empty my sell my goodies since I'm now in Ossar. Moshi plague, or whatever I want to call it. I wonder what value Runterdung is going to have, because it's an agricultural supply. So it'll be interesting to know if you've got a farm whether that'll actually work as a fertilizer. Well, in this case, Runterdung might take the role of bat guano. So, who knows? Yep. No, that's a standard when you when the ship has been, well, when the game has respawned or crashed, or you've stored a ship. If you've had a medbed set as an ICU, you do need to reset that. Just had to change terminal there because it glitched out on me. So if we go to a planet with and go to a Platinum Bay hangar, we can actually pull up the rovers and store them in the garage as well, and then go mining if you want, or we can go hunt down pirates, or I'm up for whatever you're keen to do. I've got about an hour maximum left of gameplay today before I've got to go and play Kara. Yeah, well, it was more a matter of just not being able to find the rocks. It was just taking too long to. I drove 9 kilometers from the station, and I think I've got a problem in that it's not letting me disconnect from this terminal. Could we... Yeah, it could be a 30k incoming. Or significant lag. We'll find out what's going on. I reckon 30k. So we'll just have to wait for the crash. So you guys, have you guys got problems interacting with things, or is it working for you? All right. I think we got a 30k incoming, but it's taking its time. I've never seen the game hang so long. Or it's the longest 30 seconds I've ever come across. There you go, 30k has just hit us. So we're going to log back into game, and what we'll do is we will nice thing is we'll all be at Aurora, but we'll log back into game, we'll get onto the carrack, and we will head off and do either, I'll finish walking around the carrack and giving the showing off the glories of the carrack, and then we'll either go fight pirates, do some pew pew missions, or go do some mining in the rocks. Okay. What I will need to do is take my helmet off and get some food and water. Oh, I haven't had that trouble yet. Yeah? Ah, there you go. I've found that often if you do, like the times I find the animations kill you is when you try and preempt them, and so you go fast, you try and do an action with it while it's in the middle of another animation, and that results in you getting killed. That's what I used to find was the case with the freelancers. People always used to say the doors killed you, and I never had the doors kill me unless I tried to preempt. I started getting in the ship and then I tried to go faster, and start moving before the animation had finished, and that's when the door would kill me. Yeah. So what platform I'll be on? I need to get some, let's see, drinks in Casaba, and food is in Dumpers Depot. Okay, so first F1, we'll take our helmet off just so that we can drink our water. Not by indeed. Now what? Take care. Alright. Take care, penguin. Alright, that's the drink done. Now we go get the food from Dumper's Depot. It will be nice when they finally redo Olisar. And in another sense it'll be sad because it's like oh, it's not Dumper's Depot, is it? It's got food. It's the other place, isn't it? Now let's run to the other side of the station. And it is not Gary's defense, but the live fire weapons. I'll just put the bottle there. Alright, so we'll eat our quick bar. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Alright, put my helmet on before I forget. The number of times I've died because I forgot to put my helmet on is legendary or legionary. Okay, so now we go back. We'll see the is now working. And what platform are we on? Hey. Ah, it's okay, I can EVA to you. Unless you really want to take off and come to my side. I'll just take off and go to the side. So just take off from the platform and just move forward. That way you won't have to worry about them impounding you. Now I expect that we should find that the Aurora that'll do. You don't have to just be off a base, not a million miles away. So what would you like to do? Oh, let's get a couple of rocks into the ship, and then we can fly over an area, find the diamonds and in the Carrack, and then once we've done that we can just take the rocks out and mine them if you want. raise your landing gear. It's always a good look to have your landing gear up if you're in space. You don't look like a noob. Okay, so we'll come in the we'll go in the airlock. And we are in the ship. So anywhere you want to take us, where we have a shot at that. Most any place that has Shubin mining certainly does. So any place that has a Platinum Bay mining facility, pad facility. Alright, so last time we were just checking out the habitation deck. We'll go back down to the habitation deck. And we'll finish walking around the habitation deck. So we went left last time, we'll go right this time. And they're generally mirrored positions of each other. So we've got our med bay, so we'll go back into our med bay and reset our spawn just in case we die. And I do think that the med bay is what makes the Carrack one of the best ships in game, along with all the other facilities it has. So we've got our pool table as we saw before, and then we've got our crew quarters. Each of these little wardrobes or storage compartments open. So we've got crew quarters for 5 in here, complete with the ship head. And yes, at the moment I am a vampire. As you can see, my reflection isn't showing. And then we've also got the toilets on this side. Again, same type of arrangement. Going down a bit further and we get to the captain's quarters. So you've got the captain's day office. His bedroom and his teddy bear, because you know the captain's obviously a softie. Followed by his own personal bathroom and shower. So one of the other things that makes the Carrack a good ship in terms of gameplay is that it has all those features that add to quality of life and will have an impact upon characters. So this is the lower bridge, and we know that Rolanders likes being on the upper bridge. So I just parked nearby the not on the landing pad, but just nearby the Platinum Bay one. Probably the biggest criticism of the Carrack is how you get in and out of a ship when it's landed, and there is only one way to really get in and out of a ship when it's landed, and that is via the garage. So we're going to go down to the sub deck, which is the last deck of the ship. We're going to go check out the back of the ship first, which is where the so we've got a garage through here. Well, we're going to go through the cargo bay section first. The cargo section of the Carrack is divided into 3 sections. These are modular rooms, and so the idea is that eventually you'd either be able to, it has been hinted that they would or could put a modular in here which would be big enough for the ballista, which is the land missile launching vehicle, the main missile launching vehicle. And by combining all 3 of these together, you would have enough room for a ballista to park. But at the moment, because they are so small, you can't do that. But these are supposed to be modular, and so when the Carrack was first released, it was suggested that you could do things like add additional bedrooms, so increase habitation, add more science stations. At one time it was speculated by people that the med bay, the cartography lab and other things were actually taking the place of, or taking space up from those 3 optional or 3 modules. My reading of the original document was that wasn't the case, and I'm glad that it's not the case. So on either side down here we've got our weapons racks. Again, more spaces for spacesuits. So we've got at least 7 or 8 spacesuit racks in here as well, and we've got the elevator that goes up and down the rest of the ship. And as we go around here, this takes us to the rear turret, because we are actually at the back of the ship. And we'll go back down to the front of the ship and to the garage. So when you've got a big ship like this, one of the things that will be really handy is, and I think will separate crews or separate top players from average players, is when the crew knows their ship and knows where the components are and the different locations are on the ship and knows it really well. And if you get a crew that works together and knows the ship really well, they will always outperform a crew of people who don't play together all the time or don't know their ship really well. And so there will be advantage in there will certainly be an advantage in being playing on the same ship all the time. You're going to need to change your landing location. You'll need to be closer to the Platinum Bay. So I'd say probably in this area here. Probably in this area where I'm standing here, and then make it so the garage is facing the rack, and that might make it a little bit easier as well. Now, do you have a rock as well, or 4 of them? Yeah, as you do. Is that so that you can load them all onto the carrack with mates and go mining, or the Rolandus was saying that he's got four of the rock mining vehicle. Yep. So we're going to retrieve our mining vehicle because it was broken. And there's our mining vehicle. So we didn't need to reclaim it. It was actually retrievable, which surprised me. Possibly because it was Shubin, which I drove away from yesterday. Wind blowing you? I always find the planets seem to blow you all over the place. It looked like you were being blown by wind. Lag. Yeah, that looks... Oh, you've just got the rack down. You might want to bring it forward. I was thinking you might need to bring it forward. Okay. Turn off the engine. Turn off the power. I think I'm far enough aside so you can get another one in there. I'll lower the ramp down again, just because the wheel's glitching through the ramp. Alright, I'll need Rolandus to do that. I can't interact with the rack again. You know, that vehicle ramp isn't actually isn't really a ramp to stop the vehicles crashing into the gate. It's actually armor plating so you can hide behind it and shoot out the door. Yeah, I thought I'd stand behind the rack just in case you were a bit heavy on the pedal. Didn't want you to splatter me, you know. So what I might do is, rather than get you to lower ramp, I will just move this back a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, it wasn't letting me do it either. I think we're lined up level now. I wonder if the fact that it glitched through the mining vehicle that it broke it. I'm going to go see if the Aurora is still actually in the ship. Yeah, it's not showing up in my HUD, so it was telling me it was at Shubin number 1 platform, so that probably means it is. Habitation deck, so technical deck. It is still there. There we go, even after the 30k, the Aurora is still sitting there. Now that is persistence, ladies and gentlemen. We land a ship onto the other ship. Oops, not a sub deck. So where are you going to go? Yeah. Yeah, I think if we were on Daymar, we'd probably find them. I also think Aberdeen is supposedly a good place to do land mining, but I haven't in the vehicle, but I actually haven't tried either. I've got about 20 minutes before I have to disappear and end the stream. Yep. No. Go to around the Kudra or closed mine. Try that. Because I'm pretty certain when I flew to Kudra or once, I actually did come across a couple of those big boulders on the surface that were gems. Might just be wishful thinking. Was that an overheating warning I was hearing? I think I'd have just gone vertical. If I was after altitude to make the quantum. Any luck? I've got to admit, just being the passenger, I'm quite enjoying just watching. Yeah, I do tend to be the pilot all the time. you let people in the ship and you say, yeah, you can take it for a spin if you want, and they say, oh, no. I don't know whether it's because they're not sure they can fly the ship or don't want to crash it, and you know, don't want to upset me or anything like that. I haven't yet found the javelin either. I know it's around here somewhere. I know it used to be between Kudra Ore and Shubin, and then one of the other locations kind of triangulate between them, but I haven't yet found it. Certainly not since patch 12, and I don't know whether they've changed the location. Yeah. My very first patch was the hangar module, when the only thing you could do was go in the hangar and walk around inside of ships. But even before Arena Commander came online. So I came in just before Arena Commander started in 2014. Yeah, I can. Yep, I will have a go. It might mean we do have to go elsewhere, although I do only have about 15 minutes left, so. Okay, so again, you might need to unlock the ship. Oh no, there it is. Just have to be in the right angle. Yep. Yeah, well, I just found some gems, but I just flew over them, and I'm going to see if I can find them again. Unfortunately, I picked up my speed and the scanners are not working for me. Let's see if I have to change it. Now it works. I just flew past the mine. I'm going to see if these are the gems in. Bingo. We got some gems. They are. We've got Dollarvine and 2 Dollarvine. So we'll put our landing gear down. Not really sure what's underneath us, so I'll just have a look. We're clear. Yeah, we're clear. Okay. Okay, so the dollar vein is pretty much directly in front of us. Why is it that I can never remember where the power button is on this ship? Do it on mine all the time. On this one, can I find the power button? No. That's that one, that's exterior. There it is. Engine. Oh, come on. Engine off. Alright, so pulling up the lift, usual drill, F and then click, going down the sub deck again, usual drill, I don't want to pull out my oxygen tank, my oxygen refill, I'll stow that again. Yeah, why was that? The ramp's not touching? Ah. Well, that's no good. I will try and readjust it so you'll be able to get back in. And then I think once I've got it in a position so you can get back in, it's going to be time for me to go. So those watching or who have watched the stream, thanks for hanging out with us. Do make sure that you like, subscribe and do all those other things that make the algorithm of YouTube love me or not hate me. And leave a comment. Please leave comments and tell me what you'd like to see me do with Jusatoon as we develop her character or develop her possessions. It's not a 0 to hero. I'm not trying to be the best ever, but I am seeking to develop her character. And engines on. I'm going to go into the ramp now touching. Engine off, so the power, so you can start picking up your energy again. And I will come outside just to show mining in the rock, and then I'll log out, and you can load the vehicles back onto your ship and fly away. Someday. Yep. Actually, we could just even log off in the ship at this location. Okay, enter the driver's seat. Power on. It was very nice. A little bit high on the one side, but okay, so usual drill, M starts our mining laser. We target up to our we're sliding. Oop. Sorry for targeting your ship there. Alright, I'm going to try and target position my view better. Alright. Now increase it. As you see, we roll up a scroll bar, we push up the power of the laser, and you can see on the right hand side the little bar is starting to move up a little bit. Just like with hand mining, if we move closer to the rock, we actually increase that. I can see one of the issues that you've got with mining, and I don't know whether you've got this, but I cannot see my mining HUD. Yeah. Because I can't see my bar, I'm trying to and now we use our sucker to suck them all up. I'll let you mine that because I couldn't target that that gem, or I couldn't get my mining tool to work. Sorry, is more accurate. You blew it up. I could see you had it significantly. I think they were originally going to make this that you had to get out of your mining vehicle to that you were going to have to pick these up by hand. So I'm just using the vacuum to pick these up, and the mining of the the rock is exactly the same process they use when you're hand mining. On the left of my screen you can see that we've picked up 24 dolomite, and you can see that the cargo is very, very light. We've barely got anything in it here. Now normally I wouldn't, it's just to start my mining laser, whether I'm using it to mine or vacuum. Not really vacuuming, is it? But it seems like a good description of the activity. Oh, they both blew up, did they? I did actually stop doing mine even before you cracked yours. I couldn't see where I was. So you actually started it in my one, did you, or? Did you start to do my one, or was it I wonder if it was because mine was still fairly close. Like I actually stopped doing mine, but it was still blowing. I wonder if when yours blew up or cracked, some of the rocks hit it, and because it was volatile, you know, your rocks when they hit mine made it go kaboom. Yeah. Oh, so there you have it. That's basically mining in a rock. Exactly the same process that you use when you're hand mining. The difference is instead of having to pick them up by hand, you can change the focus of what the mining laser does by right clicking and then use it to vacuum or pick up the pieces and put them into storage. And you can see when you look at the mining vehicle that it had the dolomite being shown as well. At that point, I've been Algared, this has been Jusatoon, that's been Rolanders, and I'm out of here. Take care, God bless, and be well.